Hello and welcome to Stateside on Politics Social. I'm Graham Hughes and I'm joined, as nearly always, by Scott Williams. Hello! Of
Hi, how are
TGA
you?
1976 fame. I'm alright. Great start to the year, eh? This is our first Stateside of 2026. And the problem is, Scott, there's nothing to talk about. There's just nothing to talk about.
Nothing's happened.
Nothing's happened.
He
Yeah. No one's upended the
Trump's
world
been very
order.
quiet. He hasn't had a lot to say.
Yeah, the world order that stood for 380 years. It's now been blown out the water by a nutter who has kidnapped the leader. I'm not going to say rightly elected leader because he's probably not the leader of Venezuela.
Mhm.
Looking at the situation, and I don't think anyone watching this doesn't know what's happened this weekend. I think there was collusion here with Maduro's right-hand people, the people around
Mm.
Maduro, who are feeding information to the Yanks. And the deal is, get rid of Maduro. You can stay in power.
Uh-huh.
I've not no
Uh-huh.
interest in you making democracy happen. I just want the oil.
I mean, that's what I'm getting. I have to admit, over the weekend, over I just like when I first heard about it, the obvious thing I could only think of was, World Peace Prize. Oh yeah, right.
He can't do that. Oh, he just did.
Yeah, idiot. And here's the Football Association. Hi, or FIFA, whatever they're called, right? And you know, I kind of shut my ears off, really, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I kind of went, you know what? I don't fucking care anymore. I am kind of over it. I'm kind of over. I'm almost at
I
like
was
this
tempted
point
to
of,
laugh. I was like, for fuck's sake.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
I'm kind of. I mean, when we think about it, right? There's been a build up to it. He keeps blowing up these damn boats.
yeah.
Um, and we all kind of just thought it was going to be that. Obviously, there is this sort of cover story, I would say, of drug trafficking, and that plays very well with the conservative base of America.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, if Venezuela is so um, rich in oil, yeah, it's literally probably the only reason he's done it.
But it's going to
So,
take
uh,
years to get their oil production back online. Like the stuff that's
right.
closed down, it's not something that can be done overnight. I'd be very surprised if he sends troops, and this is why I want to talk about the chances of him going after Greenland or the chances of him going after Canada. He knew he could do this sort of decapitation, the head of state being taken out. If it is true that there was collusion with people within Maduro's administration for this, that there must have been. There absolutely must have been because,
Apparently, there was a CIA agent within his actual cabinet
yeah,
or something along those lines. And in that they literally were communicating Maduro's every move
yeah,
to the United States government.
yeah. But I mean, on audacious operation, not a single American was killed. I don't think anyone was killed in the
Yeah, it
operation.
was so weird when Trump did like a speech about it, and he called it deadly. And I was like, well, no one died, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So how is it so deadly? You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's just typical Trump, just using words to exaggerate and make it, as big as he can make it.
But I mean, there's when I want to talk about the possible invasion of Greenland, which is not improbable. There was a woman on the radio this morning from Denmark, and she
Hmm.
was asked like, "What was your out of 10? How much did you think this would the invasion of Greenland would happen last week compared with this week?" She said, "Last week I thought it was 3 out of 10. This week I think it's 9 out of 10." But
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? I don't think that the people who control Trump are stupid enough to lose American soldiers invading Greenland, because they would. Because Greenland is a big fucking barren wasteland of ice. The people who live there, the Danish soldiers who operate there, are used to working in Arctic conditions for 9 months of the year, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm sure the Americans could turn up with shock and awe and take out like they got 3 ports in the whole fucking country. Yeah, but it's just keeping them. Because if you have all these, CISO motherfuckers coming out of the Arctic tundra and just blowing shit up and then retreating to the Arctic tundra where they can live for, many, many years off, I don't know, berries and bits of bark they find. How are they going to keep it? That America's got no problem with winning wars. Maybe, I mean, you could argue Vietnam, they never won
Well,
that.
they very much have a problem with winning wars. When was the last war they won?
Well, that's what I mean. So when you say winning, okay, so achieving the primary objective, which is to topple the regime, whether it's the Taliban or whether it's the Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party,
but
they can do that.
Actually, they didn't topple the Taliban. They gave
Exactly.
Power.
The idea was to go and take over Afghanistan. The Afghan people would greet them and be dead happy, be really chuffed about it. But maintaining the peace is so difficult, and this is why I don't think that Putin is ever going to achieve his objectives in Ukraine, because they're never going to accept him or Russia or anyone from Moscow as their leader. They're just not going to do it. They're just going to say, right, there's going to be an insurgency forever. It will cost them too much money. It's too much of a headache. Then we get the British Empire didn't fall apart because the British upper class had this, crisis of confidence or something, or they went, oh, hang on, I've got morals now, Scott. I've got morals. Look at me, I've got morals. No, it fell apart because the people didn't want to be governed by the British, and if people don't want to be governed by another country, they become ungovernable, which is what happened in India. They had a revolution without firing a shot. They said we don't want British here. Went on strike. Sat down the roads.
But unfortunately, we're dealing with the might of the United States of America.
Yeah.
So, what is Venezuelan? What are they going to do? Now, he said now that America is running the country, which is, well...
I don't think he knows what's going on, Scott. I
don't
think he knows what's going on.
It's the illegal thing in the world to do. You cannot just go into a country and say, okay, we're going to run it now, okay? What the fuck? You can't do that with a company. You just can't do that. You can't just go, you know what? We're just going to take your president, and now we're just going to run things. This is going to be part of America now. This is, America. No.
Yeah.
And I think what's really frightening is how the rest of the world are just sitting around scratching their asses.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm not, because they're just so fucking scared of the United States. That's just as simple as that.
Yeah. But the reign of terror that is Donald Trump, there is almost a bit of a side to it that we kind of, I don't know, underestimate a little bit, because we look at him and we go, he's a horrible little dickhead, and he's really thick. I mean, he's genuinely stupid. I mean, he'll be held back a year, wouldn't he, if he was in high school? But the people around him, they do know what they're doing, and we keep underestimating them. We keep underestimating. We go, oh, they're all dickheads who vote for Trump. Yes, the people who vote for him, and Trump himself, thick as mints. But the people who are pulling the strings, the Project 2025, Stephen Miller, whose wife put a tweet out with the map of Greenland with the American flag overlaid on it over the weekend, saying soon... ... Before we go any further, Brad W has dropped £5 into the super chat. Thank you very much for the first super chat of the evening. There was a party at the White House to celebrate the successful operation. The cloakroom consisted of several Congress members. Very good, Brad. Thank you very much for the super chat. And if anyone wants to just join the regular chat here, you don't need to give the super chat, and you are not being part of it. All you need to do is you need to subscribe to the channel. And once you are subscribed, you need to wait for approximately a minute, and then you'll be able to join in with the takedown, the chat, the discussion, the conversation.
A good time party that's happening online in the chat room.
Yeah. And if we get 5 more super chats, we will get confetti, which is always really exciting.
Always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
Confetti.
But yeah, I was going to mention as well, Canada, about Trump threatening Canada as the 51st state. I mean, if he was mad enough to do that, and I don't think he is, genuinely, I don't think he's going to do this. I'm not saying this is just like,
Europe
the
would
copium.
have to get involved.
Well, no, they wouldn't actually. Canada.
Well, we would.
Canada would be unmanageable because the people in Canada don't want to be ruled by Washington. It's as simple as that. And just like in Greenland, which has got about a population of about 80,000, there's a tiny population. Well, Canada's got a population of about 40 million. And there are people in Canada who are really well trained to live in the Arctic tundra. Again, away from civilization. They're just going to come into town every couple of weeks, blow shit up, and then go back into the Arctic tundra. And the Americans are never going to catch them. That'll continue for years and years and years. It just cost America billions, trillions of dollars to try and take over a country that doesn't fucking want them there. I mean, it's just not going to work. It's just, these people in charge, I think they're fucking lunatics. I think they are psychopaths.
They're crazy.
I don't think that.
Like, we talk about Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is nuts.
Yeah, man, but he's intelligent.
Absolutely off his head.
He's an intelligent psychopath.
Exactly.
Oh, blah blah. CW's got a message, Scott.
His ideas are nuts.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, he is. He's a fucking psycho. And so is his wife. Blah blah. CW has dropped to £5 the super chat funds. Scott. Blah blah. I'm sorry. I can only apologise. This is my mistake. Blah blah saying Graham gave a few of us. A few of us were wondering how we send back these Apple Watches you gave us all. You sent the wrong colours. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Blah blah. CW. If you just put them in the little self-addressed envelope.
You paid £5 for that shit. You paid £5 to say that. Are you serious, bro?
Scott's gonna walk off now.
£5 you paid to say that? Well, you know what? Why don't you just come over and slit my fucking wrists for me? Why don't you make my depression worse? Eh? How about that?
It's just really depressing you, Scott. Your lack of Apple Watch. All he wanted was an Apple Watch. I mean, aren't they like £1,800 or something? Scott, aren't they? Like, how much?
Get a refurbished one for about £200 to £300.
Oh, okay. We should have a whip round. Should we have a whip round to Scott's Apple Watch?
I tried this already and no one cared. No one gave a fuck.
No, you got 50 quid, didn't you? I still owe you that.
Yes, I did. Actually,
I still owe you that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'll give you that when I see you at the end of the month.
That's the first time I've laughed today. £5 you paid for that. You're fucking out of order, bro.
Thank you, blah blah, for that. Someone else in the chat. It's me. They're like, is that a Misfits t-shirt you're wearing?
Yes.
Well, recognise Graham. Thank you.
Hold on.
Nice. Excellent. Oh, by the way, blah blah's just dropped another £2 in the super chat fund to say worth every penny, all in caps.
Great, I'm so happy that
right.
My reaction was worth it for him. That's funny,
okay. Should we talk about World War III again? No.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so this was an interesting thing.
My Apple Watch is so much more interesting.
There was a representative from China who made a statement saying that we must push for international law and respect the institutions, and we shouldn't be invading other people's countries. Now, I was reading between the lines when I was listening to this and thinking, well, when the Chinese
want to invade Taiwan.
Well, they think Taiwan is part of China. Yeah. That's it. They don't see it as a separate country, so they can say all they like. We shouldn't be invading, other countries. But they think that. But then again, Taiwan thinks that that mainland China is part of Taiwan. or the Republic of China. We've got another £2 in the chat, mate, from Cavan Lad. Thank you very much for the Apple Watch Fund. We've got another £2. Write it down, make a note. That's awesome. And Miss Paula Thomas remembers the War of 1812, because Miss Paula Thomas is saying, thank you very much for the super chat, Paula. The US tried to take over Canada once before. As I remember, the White House got cooked. Yes, indeed. That is why it was painted white, to paint over the scorch marks from the fire. Wake up, Scott. We're burning down your White House.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. Before we came on, I fell asleep.
Oh, sorry, man.
So that's why I was a little bit late. I was like, shit. I can get ready. I haven't done anything. I haven't put the camera on. Nothing.
The War of 1812, not to be mixed up with the 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky, which wasn't written until well after 1812. It was to celebrate Napoleon's defeat at Moscow. That also happened in 1812.
Thank you for that use of bit of information.
Things went down. But yeah, again, this is why I think that if Trump can get away with stuff, and so if we look at Cuba, I'm going to try and go through all the countries that he's threatened. He's threatened Colombia, which I don't think will fly. Colombia, for all of its problems, it is a democracy. It doesn't have a strongman government who's stolen an election. I think that's why Trump had such a beef with Maduro, because Maduro successfully stole the election, whereas Trump didn't. And it really sticks in Trump's craw that he didn't.
I thought that too.
It's like, you bastard, you succeed. And did you hear the line that was said about, the woman who won the Peace Prize, who was the leader of the opposition? And she won the Nobel Peace Prize this year. Apparently, if she had said, I'm not going to accept this Peace Prize, this should have gone to Trump, she'd be president by now of Venezuela. They would have put him in place as president.
Is that what he said?
That's what a representative of Trump said. There was an article about it in like the Washington Post or something.
Well, if she just handed the prize over to Trump, she'd be president of Venezuela by now.
But Colombia doesn't have the same dynamics as Venezuela.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't see them being able to swoop in, take out the lead. It would be like trying to do it here with Keir Starmer. I mean, there were millions of people who voted for Keir Starmer to be the leader of this country, whereas the people who voted for Maduro, like he got his arse handed to him in that last election. He was recognized even in Venezuela by a lot of people as an illegitimate leader. But at the same time, I don't think anything's going to change for the Venezuelan people, unfortunately. I don't think things are going to get better for them now that Maduro's gone, because his regime is going to continue.
This is the thing as well. Like, firstly, this whole thing flies in the face of how Trump and why Trump got elected, i.e., America first, right? So, what part of America first is what's happening in Venezuela? They again, other than the weird cover story of they keep they keep sending drugs to our country.
Well, it's oil, isn't it? He just said that straight away. He didn't say democracy. He didn't say drugs. He just said oil. We want your olive oil.
And this invasion will do nothing. Will do absolutely nothing for Venezuela as a country. It won't improve it or anything. It'll make it worse, if anything. So, to me, this is why, like, I have somewhat checked out politically and just kind of gone, you know what? I'm fucking over it. I'm so over it, because the rest of the world is just gonna let this man do what he wants.
Yeah, and that was made obvious
and his
this week.
Insane, sycophantic, fucking morons that are in his cabinet, that are and advisors.
Well, also the Democratic Party, the Democrats are just doing what
I don't even. They don't even fucking exist. They don't even exist.
It's all right, Scott. They wrote a strongly worded letter, to Trump, who can't fucking read.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. They don't even exist. Like no one's. They're not even in the conversation. Congress are not even in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Congress have to approve something like this, right?
No,
Like,
they don't.
or does he have that
Yes,
executive power
he
that
does.
he can just kind of go, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this.
He can actually invade a country without asking
Right.
permission from Congress to start with. He has to let
But
Congress
it's
know
just,
within 2 days of the invasion. And then if they say no, you can't do this, he has 60 days to withdraw the troops. I'm telling you,
okay,
mate,
so what did they
American
say?
democracy is a fucking
What
disgrace.
did they say?
No, this wasn't an invasion. This was an extraction of two
Oh, fuck
criminals.
off, fuck off, fuck off. You're just, you're using different words for the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but
It's
Trump's
literally an invasion.
the
If you
American
go into a
president's got the right to do
country,
that.
huh?
Reagan invaded Grenada. Bush invaded
Yeah.
Panama.
Yeah. To go into another country, to take out their leader, right? And to say that you're going to run it is an invasion.
Yeah.
That's nothing. It's not an extraction. I don't give. You're just using bullshit words for the same
Hey,
fucking
listen,
thing.
I'm just repeating what they're saying. I'm not. I'm
I
not.
know. I know. No, I'm not having a
Sounds
go
like
at
you're having a
you.
go at me.
No,
What's
sorry.
wrong with you, Graham? Can't you see it's yeah? Because these are the fucking invasion. That's not what they're saying. They're saying,
Not
well,
at
no, it's
all.
an
Not at all.
extraction. We had this criminal who's committed crimes in America. Something. But don't forget as well, the former president of Nicaragua, who was serving 40 years for drug offences for shipping cocaine into America, was set free by Trump just a few weeks ago. Had his sentence commuted by Trump. Ooh, we're going to stop you there because blah blah CW has dropped in £2 for the super chat fund, which means one thing.
Oh, is that Kafefi?
It means confetti. Oh, hang on, I can't find the
Where's the Kafefi?
where's the
button?
confetti affirmation? Oh, there it is. All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom!
Kafefi.
Confetti!
I'm so stupid doing this every time, but yeah,
You
I'm
love
sure it
it.
looks great on the fucking.
It looks awesome. So sorry, what were we talking about? This is what dementia looks like. Oh, cheers, happy enough. Yeah, the other thing was about Cuba, because Cuba came up as well, and they said Cuba's next. We're gonna get Cuba, and again,
Oh right,
I can't see that happening because you don't
I've
have
tried it before.
yeah, the history of Venezuela, like the last sort of 20 years, even 25 years, the country has been absolutely split in two between the people who liked Hugo Chavez and then afterwards Maduro, and the people who fucking hated them or loved them and hated them. There was nothing in between. And I travelled through Venezuela for a few days back in 2009, and you'd meet people like two brothers who'll get on, but one of them would think that Chavez was great, and the other one would think he was the fucking spawn of the devil. In the same way that Brexit splits this country down the middle.
Yeah.
The Chavezists and the Madurists, and the people opposed to them. So that same dynamic doesn't really exist in Cuba. It just doesn't. Like, so Trump saying, "Oh, we're going to get rid of the leader of Cuba," and you're like, okay. And then what? For what? There's not even any oil in Cuba. But yeah, he's been angling for Venezuela for ages. He mentioned it in his first term, actually.
Did he? So this is something he's wanted to do for a while.
Yeah, and there might be some element of quid pro quo, something that Trump absolutely fucking loves, with the Russians. And there was a woman, Fiona Hill, used to work for Trump. And she stated that the USA and Russia wanted to swap influence, basically, because the Russia, they were very close to Venezuela, and obviously Ukraine at the time was pallying up to the European Union and NATO. And the discussion was, you stop supporting, saying to the Russians, you stop supporting Venezuela, we have a regime change there, and in return, will allow you to do what the fuck you want in Ukraine. So that's what worries me. I'm not particularly worried. And, you can play this video back in a couple of days' time and I might have got it completely wrong. I'm not too worried about Greenland or Canada or Cuba or Colombia, but I am genuinely concerned about what happens next in Ukraine, because this has just given a green light to whatever disgusting machinations the Russians have. And if we say, hey, you're not allowed to do that, they'll say, well, America did. You did it first.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it very, very difficult. Sorry, I'm not cheering you up here, am I?
No, not at all.
A question of Sanity, who's been a member for 28 months, over 2 years. 2 years he's been a member. Would Joey Contino be a good addition to Stateside? Who's Joey Contino? Sorry, I don't know who that is.
Just fucking... What the fuck am I, chopped liver? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what you should do? I'm going to pay money to suggest that you get another co-host.
No, that wasn't money. That wasn't. No one paid for that. No one paid for that. It just comes with a little note saying they've been a member for.
So someone on this, someone doesn't like me that much that they have literally written in the chat. Maybe you should get that other guy.
That other guy who I don't know.
Who the fuck? Joey who? I'm gonna Google his ass now.
Paint a face onto a balloon and we'll just move it up and down.
Yeah, let's call him Joey Continental or whatever. What was it? Contino.
Contino.
He is an internet personality.
Oh well,
he's an internet.
Welcome to my
channel. You know what he talks about? The Masked Singer.
Oh, cool.
He likes it. What does he do for a living? He is an executive audio producer. Okay.
Miss Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the actual super chat here. Trump won't invade Cuba. Reason no oil. Yeah, and we do need to talk about this as well. So why is our obsession with Venezuela is because Trump's understanding of the world is like a child's. Like he is very childlike in the way he looks at maps and he goes, oh, that bit at the top should be part of America and that would be great. Okay. And that's why we should have Canada. And Greenland, it looks really massive on a Mercator projection. So he thinks it's like this really huge continent that he'll be taken over. Actually, it's quite a small island. It's just that it looks bigger because of the distortion towards the poles. And with the way it's explained to Trump, I'm sure, is this is true to this, right? America has the oil that it's been digging out the ground the last few years has been like shale, the like light stuff. It's like light brown, like fizzy brown, looks like Coca-Cola. Whereas the really thick stuff that they have the refining machinery for them, the refineries set up for, they don't really have that anymore. They have it up in Canada, they have it in Venezuela, and they have it in Russia. And to change all of their processes to accommodate this lighter fuel that they've been getting out the ground for the last few years would cost so much money. It's actually cheaper just to take over another country, which is mad. Wow, we just had a mega chat come in. Woohoo! Some more money towards your watch, I think. So thank you very much to Yorosh there for the 50 euros. Yorosh and the Euros. Happy New Year, Graham. We're off to a great start. Let's hope world sanity improves. Yes, please. Yes, please, Yorosh. Thank you so much. That's very kind.
World sanity improves.
Yeah. We will see.
I agree. I mean, it would be nice, but...
Yeah. Chris C says, I have a feeling Putin is going to use this Venezuela incident as leverage against Trump when it comes to Ukraine.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you got any more?
They're gonna be like, if you could pull some bullshit, so can we.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're saying like you just want to go fuck this shit and walk the other way.
Yeah. There's such a part of me that does. Yeah.
But if I hold your hand to the fire, like what can you see happening next based on your? Actually, I've got a better question for you. What do you think? I know you lived in the UK for a long time, but what do you think the reaction in America is going to be? Do you think it's going to make Trump more popular? Do you think it's going to give him a bump in his popularity, which has taken a knock because of the Epstein files trickling out?
Absolutely not. I honestly can't see how this is going to benefit him domestically amongst his voters. I don't get it. there's no one in America, right? I mean, I can't. I say this. I haven't really spoken to anyone in America for a while. I can't imagine there's anyone in America who thought, you know what's going to make my life better if we invade Venezuela. Like, I don't think anyone's saying that.
Yeah. But this is where
So
I think they've been quite clever. I think if they had done a proper invasion, troops on the ground, and something Trump hasn't ruled out, by the way. But if they did do that, I got a feeling that the American population would take it really badly. I mean, it was because, like you said, I think it was like 80% of the population were like, I've got no interest in Venezuela. Most people can't even tell you where it is on a fucking map.
no, they don't even know where it is. They probably think it's in Europe.
Yeah. Captain Coconut, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Everyone's been very generous this evening.
Very generous tonight.
Considering that every accusation by Trump has actually turned out to be a confession, his Kamala will start World War III seems a lot more ominous now. Yeah. I've got a feeling I've read that one. If Trump can change names on maps, can we change the name of what he has to dementia? I don't think so, unfortunately. We could change the name of America, couldn't we, on British maps to the Lost Colonies? I think we should change the name of Russia to the Northern Wastes.
We should be completely within our right to do that as well, because if America just kind of can go, you know what, today, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just call this body of water here what we want to call it. We're just gonna change the name.
Yeah, and that's
the
what
Gulf
they did.
of America or whatever, and that's what they did. So let's start doing that to other things and see how they like it.
Yeah, I'll call it Gunland, says Andy.
No, fuck it. Let's not call it the Atlantic Ocean anymore. Let's call it the ocean between America and the UK. It's so dumb. It's just,
yeah,
I'm over it.
Brad, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Miss South Carolina in 2007, when asked why a fifth of Americans can't point to the US on a map, goes a long way to explaining the US today. A fifth of Americans can't point to the USA on a map.
That's fucked up.
That's really fucked up if that's true.
And you can go kind of conspiracy on that one and go, well, they're just keeping their own people as stupid as possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep America dumb.
We've got a joke for you, mate. Had a Tesco delivery today. The driver said, I've got a couple of substitutions for you. Here's your rosemary and haddock. And I said, this is neither the time nor the place. Are you still there? Are we still broadcasting?
Yeah,
I think we've killed Scott. Pete's music. You just killed Scott.
Time and place.
Hey, Scott. Are you there?
Yes.
What did Big Ben say to the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
What?
I've got the time if you've got the inclination.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, you need to be put in a corner with a dunce cap on is what needs to happen right now. Literally.
What do you think this is?
Terrible.
Tinkinator's just dropped £20 in the super chat fund. Thank you so much.
Oh my God!
I've been so generous this evening.
Why don't I own an Apple Watch from these people?
We're working on it, mate. We're working on it. Come on, give us a break. Tinkinator. Pete's music says bit harsh, Graham. Come on. I noticed Tommy 10 Names on Twitter is calling on Trump to bomb Downing Street and depose Starmer. I know I shouldn't laugh, but what a dickhead. And so many think he's a patriot. If I said this, I'd be straight off to jail on terrorism incitement charges. Total cretin. Yeah. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
one rule for the rich and one rule for, with people with European passports who are rich who live in Spain, and one rule for the rest of us. Simple as that. You want to
Yeah.
ask the people putting up flags around your area. Why are you bringing down the house prices in your area? Why aren't they bringing down the house prices in, I don't know, Kensington or Chelsea or Knightsbridge, where the likes of Nigel Farage live? But Also, Andy says, I read the way to high school works over there. If you pass it, you turn up and scribble a mark. So the degree courses are a year longer to make sure the students can read. I think that's not quite the case. Harvard and Yale
I would
are
definitely say that it was not the case.
prestigious universities, and don't forget the sheer amount of talent that has come out of America, because it's a melting pot, because it invites people from it did invite people from all over the world, the brightest and best, and it did so well out of it. Is the reason why America's got more fucking Nobel Prizes than pretty much all the other countries put together. Although I will actually suffix that with the fact that Trump has not got a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, indeed. It does have to be said that America hasn't gotten to the position of where it is because everyone there is stupid.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the population is kind of kept stupid. Those are kind of the middle states, the southern states. But people that are there's a lot of wealthy people, which is country of the world. There's a lot of wealthy people, and they can afford very, very good education. So, yeah, let's it's easy to call all Americans stupid. They're not.
Yeah.
At all. In any way, shape, or form.
Did you ever? I mean, you came over in the 90s. Do you remember a show, Michael Moore's TV Nation? Before he made Bowling for Columbine, he made a show for BBC Two.
I do remember something along those lines. Yes.
So what they used to do, they had these little intermission bits between the, little stings between the meat of it, whatever. And it would be a survey, and it would say 80% of Americans who prefer sugar on their cereal think that the moon is made of cheese or something. It was something that made Americans sound really daft, but it always had that little bit in the middle to say, 50% of Americans who do something or think something. Or, do you know what I mean? So that obviously skewed the statistics, because you're basically drawing a circle around the target there and going, look, bullseye.
It's like, well, these people that do stupid things also think this other stupid thing.
Yeah. 80% of this
Saying
stupid
that-
thing thinks 80%
Saying
thing.
that, I absolutely love sugar on my Rice Krispies. I'm not gonna lie.
Get Ricicles, mate. Ricicles are just Rice Krispies for lazy people.
Yeah. I love. No, I would eat but I wouldn't even put milk in it. I would have a bowl of Rice Krispies, and I'd just sprinkle sugar on top of it.
Wow, that's hardcore, man.
I loved it.
Do you know what my favorite? Do you know what my favorite? One of my favorite desserts is when I'm just feeling like sloppy. Vanilla ice cream with crunchy nut cornflakes on top. It's fucking amazing.
That sounds absolutely lovely.
It's so good.
Really? I'm gonna stop trying that.
Crunchy nut cornflakes on ice cream. Can't go wrong. Listen, just trust me on this one.
That sounds great.
You think granola and yogurt's good? No, this is way better. This is way better.
Yogurt's like one of my favorite things in the
Martin
whole
Harrow
world.
says Harvard and Yale aren't high schools, Graham. Yeah, you're right, Martin. Although they do call it school over there. Was it college? Do they call it college when they go to university?
Yes,
in America.
College, not university.
They don't call it university.
They don't.
They call it NYU, don't they? So that must
schools,
be.
No, excuse me. The schools are called universities,
right?
But the overall sort of colloquial term is college. You would call
your college fund.
College.
Yeah.
You go to college.
Yeah.
You go to uni.
Andy wants to know if you're a serial killer with a C.
So funny. Yeah, no.
Ernie Burns says the Sahara? ?
The Sahara.
Yeah, I've been to the Sahara. Can't go hungry, in the Sahara.
Huh? Why?
Can't go because of all the sandwiches there.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Why does it descend into this?
Someone's got to do it. Oh, your sound's gone off, Scott. You've unplugged yourself. We can't hear you. You have muted yourself. I don't know maybe you've done this on purpose, but you have become unplugged. You have become detached from the matrix. We cannot hear you anymore. Person in Pennsylvania just writes tank in capital letters. If you go to higher education to learn about sticking cloth to a picture, is that a collage education? Very good, Andy. I like it. No, I still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Oh, actually. Ooh. Oh, hang on. No, it's not you. Oh, no, it is you. It is. Sorry. I could see some bounce on my audio, but it was mine. It wasn't from you. I'm not getting any sound from you, mate. No. Yeah, 1, 2. No, I'm not getting any sound. Not getting any sound from you, sir. I don't know what's happened. It was working wonderfully. Wonderfully well. And then it all went horribly wrong. I don't know. What? Are you still there? No. All right. I'll try and fill in as best I can while you fiddle with your knobs, your sound controls. Your favorite dessert? Very good, Ernie. It is my favorite dessert. So while Scott's trying to get his sound back on, I'll tell you about the time that I was in the Sahara Desert, and I'd run out of water, and I'd been walking for days. I was like dehydrated, and I kind of saw this thing on the horizon. It looked like a big circus top, like a big tent on the horizon. And I was convinced it was a mirage, and I kept walking towards it. Eventually, I got to it, and it was like this marketplace, but the only things they sold were like custard and jelly and cream and sherry. And I thought, this is a trifle bizarre. I don't know if Scott can hear me either. Windows 11 issues. Okay, I still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. One, no, I can't hear you. No, still can't hear you. Hey, Scott, how about, still can't hear you. How about you go off Zoom and then come back? How about that? Do you want to try that? Yeah, okay. Well, now we're going to go over to here. Hello, everyone. It's just me. It's just me until Scott comes back. Did you see the state of his so-called war room? Looked like the backstage of a local school play. Yep. I'd love to visit the Sonora Desert in the US. Many awesome fauna out there, says One Angry Pagan. That's the cycle. What have you done to Scott? What have you done, Scott? Graham is so serious in the mornings. It gets later on in the day, I can't be bothered being nice about everything. No, I honestly, I'm just like, I'm part of me is just like totally in despair at the moment of the state of the world, and the other part of me is like, oh fuck it. Here we go. The Reich stuff. And I'm not the state of his so-called war room. Oh God, yeah, Diz, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read your message. I didn't really get it. Yeah, so the war room. They were trying to recreate that famous picture of Barack Obama with his, in his war room, when they were getting the news about the assassination of Osama bin Laden. And he tried to recreate that, but they were doing it in Mar-a-Lago, and basically they just put some black curtains around, but they didn't quite go to the edges. It was so unprofessional. It's just like looking at it going, is this a fucking teenage podcast about the ending of Stranger Things? Like, what? Scott, you're back.
Can you hear me, Graham?
I can absolutely hear you, you lovely man.
All right, sorry about that, mate.
We got Scott Williams back. Yay! Big shout out for Scott Williams. Woo! What happened? What happened? I don't know. Did you get an update? Did you get an unwanted update?
No, sometimes my mic, I've been telling you, sometimes has been doing this kind of crackling noise.
Yeah.
Because I literally, as you can see here, I literally run the sound out of the mic into my headphones. And so what I think sometimes I just unplugged the mic completely. But then what was happening is I could hear. So this side was working, but this side was not.
Oh,
You
okay.
couldn't hear me, so I don't know what was going on, but yeah. And
Mm.
I was trying to do the settings for it on Zoom, and then when I came out of Zoom, I tried to do it again on actual computer, and yeah, it seemed to be working. I don't know if maybe the mic was kind of cheap, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. It sounds great, but it was cheap, so
Fair enough.
sorry about that.
No, no, no. That's fair enough. It's so amateur level. It hurts my brain, says Liam.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
No, he's not
sorry. I
talking about you. He's
apologize.
talking about Trump in his war room. With his black curtains up. I mean,
I haven't
Jesus
seen the war
Christ.
room though.
It was just because it was one of the big rooms, one of the function rooms from
Hmm.
Mar-a-Lago, which is basically a tatty old 1920s hotel that
Oh
he
right,
has.
yeah.
And they just like, can you imagine, like, when you go to hospital and they put the little curtain around you? It was that, but it was black.
Oh
It was
God,
that,
yeah.
but it was
No,
black. But you could
that's
see the gaps.
terrible.
You could see the gaps
You
in
can
the
see the
curtain.
gaps.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And they had on a screen. They had on the screen. They'd
A TV.
searched for the word Venezuela on the screen, and it just had all these different random results coming up, including a big emoji face of like there emoji face, which is
The
behind.
screen I'm looking at. They're looking at X.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. They're looking at Twitter, and there's a big like smiley face on there. Big.
Yeah. See it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's such
Sometimes,
a
honestly, I don't
joke.
know whether I'm dreaming. I was like, am I making this up? I have quite a fanciful imagination. Is this? And I've got to keep checking. It's like you got to keep touching the ground. And like you got to keep pinching yourself to make sure you haven't fallen asleep. It's a bit
Yeah.
like that. Trump has
Absolute
Obama
insanity.
derangement syndrome. Yes, he definitely does. Shitter says One Angry Pagan. Yeah, absolutely. He has to get his ratings back, get the audience to forget the Epstein files. Yes.
I've heard that one a couple of times, and I've seen the memes and stuff. I mean, I think this is something that was planned all along. Obviously, the press are going to blow it up and make it a big deal and everything else. But yeah, it's I don't buy the whole. It's just a distraction from the Epstein files. Like,
Yeah, we get that a lot whenever something happens, like a major news event.
yeah,
People go, "Oh, it's a distraction," and I think this happened back when the Russians attacked in the UK, and they ended up murdering a British citizen, Dawn Sturgis, when they were trying to
yeah.
kill the Skripals, and people at the time were like, "This is a distraction for Theresa May because she's doing so badly at the moment." But it was in like 2017. It was like,
It's absolute. It's complete shit. Like
what?
everything is a distraction from something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't. It was 2018. It was 2018, wasn't it? It might have been even later
Yeah.
than that. When was the
I can't
Skripal
remember the
poisoning?
exact year that happened, but yeah, I mean, everything is a distraction from something,
Poisonings.
right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was like in March, wasn't it? Yeah, 4th of March, 2018. Sorry, there was no election that year. It was like, oh, it's a distraction because it's doing so badly. I'm like, oh. And it's like the people at the moment now calling for an election. They want another election because they didn't like the way the last one went. These are the same people who said that we couldn't reverse Brexit because that would be undemocratic. They now want another
yeah.
election because they didn't like the one that we literally had less than 18 months ago. They don't like the way they want that. I mean, like,
They don't like the fact that the rich people are being taxed.
yes, but
That's crazy.
it's also the fact that they go, oh, the I was going to say you got me on there. Shit, what are we talking about? We're talking about.
Sorry, I can't read your brain. What
No,
are you talking
I'm
about?
tired. It's been a long weekend. It's been
It
a long.
has been
It's been a long year. We're only
it's been a
5
long
days in. It's been
day.
a long
A
year.
long year.
No, when people
Yeah.
talking about the Labour Party collapsing, and I'm like, they've got a fucking majority of 150. How are they going to collapse? Like, they're going to collapse. The government's going to collapse. This is it. The government's going. I'm like, that's not the way the system works in this country. They have a stonking great majority. The only people who can decide if there's going to be an early election and not one in 2029 is the Labour Party. Why would they vote for their own demise? I know they're a bunch of dickheads, but like, why would they vote for that? I can't be bothered running this country anymore. Let's give the job to poor old Nigel
it's
Farage, he
his,
deserves a whack of it, a whack of the smack, or a smack of the whack.
but the more he says these ridiculous things, people sort of buy into it and they think it's great. Um, it's all so pathetic, really.
Mm.
Again, even with the UK politics, I'm disillusioned. I'm kind of over it. When Keir Starmer talks, I literally switch off because
Oh
I know
God, I
he's not
hate.
saying anything important.
Oh,
I know he's not
I
saying anything
honestly,
of meaning.
there's
It's all
there's
just
been
crap.
there's been three different videos that I've seen of him talking to Laura. One to Laura Kunsberg, one was another reporter, and honestly, I only got through about half the video, and I just went to
I
the next
can't.
video. I
Just turn
can't.
off.
I'm just like,
No. No, he's not saying anything of worth.
I just,
Nothing. There's nothing of worth being said.
yeah.
There's just nothing there. Like I don't. Yeah. Like,
I did the whole video yesterday, Scott, on the fact that he can't tell Trump to fuck off, which we would like him to do. But at the same time, he could be a little bit more robust in what he says. Because
Yeah.
he could put it in a way that we would all get. But Trump, because he's a dickhead, he wouldn't understand.
Probably, but I, excuse me. I don't think he has that. He just doesn't have that charisma. He just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi.
Oh.
And
That seems that seemed like quite a good idea after the likes of Boris Johnson in our politics. But the reality is,
no, because he was so haphazard. I think that when we think about someone with a little bit of when I don't know, I when I look at like leaders like Zelensky and Macron and Trudeau, um, uh, even Mark Carney, they have a way of projecting what they want to say that isn't boring. You actually want to listen to what they're saying, right?
yeah,
Keir Starmer does not have that.
no,
He just does not have it.
And it's sad that we need it, but we live in a democracy, and to win in a democracy,
you have to have people on your side.
You have to be popular. I'm not saying you have to be a populist. I'm not saying you have to lie to people and get people. You have to be a demagogue, but people have to warm to you. And when Starmer walks into a room, and I've been in a room
no one is excited
with Keir Starmer twice in my life, and it's just like it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, actually, it's more than twice. I think I was in a room with him before he was leader as well. I've been twice. Well, I've been once when he was leader and once when he's been PM. And it is
he doesn't have that it factor.
It's
the
like
X factor, or whatever you want to call it. He doesn't.
It's like
have
meeting
that.
the keyboardist from the band. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh hi.
That's nice. I'd rather meet the singer. Yeah. Actually, that's not. That's really unfair because
can you get your signatures? No, not you.
No, I'm not going to name drop it, but I know a keyboard player from a pretty famous band, and he's actually a really cool dude. So.
Well, I was going to say bassist, but I know a bass player from a really good band, so I wasn't going to say that.
He's the keyboard player of this pretty successful band, and he's actually, I think he's really interesting. He's a nice guy.
Well, yeah, you see what I mean? Like it feels a little bit like he's someone that I feel would be a good person to have, just like Gordon Brown, behind the scenes somewhat. Not necessarily not in government, but not that role. You need a little bit of razzle dazzle. And what Trump does very well, because he's a vacuous fucking dickhead.
That's all he does.
It's spectacle. It's shock and awe. That's all he does.
Yeah, all he does is razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Everything he says is constructed to make a headline.
Yeah.
He
wants to be in the news headlines every single day. He's a genius at that.
Yeah.
He's a genius at hogging the limelight, and all we've heard for the last 10 fucking years is Trump this, Trump that. God, I can't wait for the big beautiful day. Cannot wait. The silence. Bring me the silence.
It will still take another 5 years for that silence to happen.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it'll be like Princess Di type thing.
Do you not think it'll be more like Oh, I don't know.
Because we didn't hear the end of Princess Di after she died. We
Oh yeah, I
still
know.
kept hearing
Well, that's
about
why they
Princess Di.
assassinated her, isn't it? Because she was getting too popular, and if they killed her, then everyone would shut up about her.
It didn't happen. People still talk about her to this day.
I know.
20 what
She was
5
only
years later.
36 when she died. That absolutely blows my mind. She was only 36, Scott.
Yeah.
She was 10 years younger than me when she. Oh my God. Not done anything. Not been anywhere.
She was 13 years younger than me.
I've just been wasting my time. And he says you have to appeal to the lowest common denominator, and dumb is the denominator. Well, Ernie, I think
in America, yes.
I think also though, do you know what a really good level of is comedy? It really is. And I know there's some comedies that I've seen as lowbrow and shite, like Mrs. Brown's Boys, that can fuck off.
If you can make someone laugh.
Yeah, but no, even if you don't agree with someone politically, if you can start off by making them laugh, it just disarms them completely. Because they're like, well, you're all right. I just don't like your politics.
That was Boris Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Boris Johnson.
Yeah,
He had a way of talking orating, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Yeah.
He had this charisma. It was noticeable from like the first time he went on Question Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he used his posh accent and his fluffy words, his scruffy hair, and everybody just kind of went, he's the Tory that seems all right.
Well, he's on Have I Got News for You, a comedy show. That's kind of where he made his name.
All the time he was on it. Yeah. And then when you think about when he was the London mayor, in a way, he was probably the most liberal Tory that you could have had to be the London mayor. When he became prime minister and he had to be a sort of a further right prime minister, I think he resisted that. And but he had to fall in line in the end, or he would have lost government. So.
Ernie Burns says about Trump, he's a penis, not a genius. I love that.
That's cute.
Kirsty, sending love out to Kirsty McTeer there. And look, I know that this whole situation is really upsetting and worrying, but I can't see it translating. And I hope to God I'm not wrong about this, but I can't see it translating to anything as daft as an invasion of Greenland, because that would just fuck everything for Trump. And don't forget, it's not like we don't have any power over America whatsoever. We've got two main things. First of all is purchasing power. The Americans sell more shit to us Europeans than they do to the rest of the fucking world put together. All right? That's just a fact. There's more rich people who can spend money on daft American shit in the UK and the rest of Europe. And the other thing is American debt. So the biggest holder in the world of American debt is Japan. The second biggest holder is the UK. Now, a few down on the list is the Cayman Islands, which is technically part of the UK. And if you add that on to what the UK's, the ownership of American debt is, it's more than Japan's. And I'm sure there are levers, things that can be set in motion to cash in those bonds, and that'll fuck America, because they are completely relying on borrowed money at the moment. The what's it called? The borrowing deficit is just, it's what they got to, $38 trillion or something.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's like some insane fucking number, which is like twice as much as America's GDP at the moment. And if countries like our own and like Germany, France, who hold these bonds, if Japan does it as well, you don't have to sell them all, but just enough to fuck them. And this is the thing as well, like if you think about any big companies like Apple or Starbucks, Coca-Cola or Microsoft or whatever, they don't need to collapse in order to capitulate. You just need to make it so they don't grow for a year. Literally, that's it. They do not grow. They have no growth for a year. And then all of the shareholders, the investors go, well, I'm going to invest in something else that's growing. That's the problem with capitalism. It's got to grow every year, or people just go, oh, fuck this shit. So you only need to stop them getting 1% of their profit, and they'll shit the pants.
Mm.
Europe could do a lot more damage than that. So it's not like we're completely defenseless right now. But I would like for the leader of this country, our prime minister, to fucking give us some reassurance, to give Kirsty some reassurance, to give you, me, everyone else some reassurance right now. And he's doing the absolute opposite of that. It's just making me go, oh.
Shut the fuck up. He's making me every time I see it. When there was a video that came up, I think, on my Facebook, like the Labour Party had retweeted this video, the interview with him or whatever, and all I literally got 3 seconds. I was like, shut the fuck up. And I just spoke out. Shut the fuck up. Just
I
shut the
thought you
fuck
were
up.
saying
You're
shut the fuck
not
up to me.
saying anything, huh?
I thought you were saying shut the fuck up to me.
No, that's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
like, yeah, we're sick of you
explain.
talking, Graham, on your own channel, you bastard.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to explain. Like when Keir Starmer talks, at the moment now, all I think is, oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because you're not gonna say anything of worth. You're not gonna say it's going to be so middle of the road. It's gonna be, it's not gonna be. I feel like I need him to say something divisive. I need him to say something like just pick a side and stick on it, right? And at least I'll have some fucking respect for you then,
I couldn't agree more. I feel like he needs to just be bold and say, right, we're doing this, and this is why we're doing it.
We're not gonna put up with this, and so this is what we're gonna do.
Imagine he makes a speech and he says, what this country needs more than anything is sovereignty, and what everything that's happened in America has shown that we cannot stand up to America right now. So we are going to build together. We are going to build a Britain that can stand alone if necessary. We will have our own power. We will have our own way of doing things. We'll have our own social media companies set up for Britain. We'll have our own way. So Europe, this is news from last month actually. Europe is setting up a money exchange protocol to replace Visa and MasterCard in Europe, and it'll be only in Europe. And I'm like, yeah, fucking great. Because at the moment, every time you use your credit card or debit card, some of that money from that transaction goes to Visa or MasterCard, both of which are American companies. And if they decide to shut down their network in any given country, like they did in Iran, then you can't use the ATMs in Iran. Or here, if they decide to do it here. Starmer is still holding on to that Ming vase, says one angry pagan. Yeah, he needs to fucking let go. And Kirsty says they can be divisive when they want with the trans flag. But I mean, is it them being decisive, or is it them just being fucking cowardly and not wanting to make a decision?
It's totally cowardly.
I think that's
totally cowardly.
Yeah, it's like, the Supreme Court said something, so we can't possibly say anything against it.
Yeah, we can't defy that, and if it all goes back to the Supreme Court and it gets overturned.
Yeah,
are they going to change their position? And if they are, I'm going to lose even more respect for them, because it doesn't show that they actually care about trans people or the trans community or anything, or what a woman is, whatever. It doesn't show that they care about them all of a sudden. It shows that they're willing to do whatever they're told.
Yeah.
And that is, well, no. I think we as a party, as voters, they should be kind of just doing our will. You still, to this day, if you ask everybody in this country what they think about trans people, most people will tell you they don't give a fuck about trans people.
Not in a horrible way, just they're kind of like, I'm just trying to keep me head above water. Why are you going on about trans people all the time, you massive...
I'm not worried about what
Why are you so obsessed? Why are you so obsessed?
Exactly.
But yeah, they are genuinely... There's a small number of them, and it can feel like a lot more than it actually is.
They're very vocal. That's all it is. They're incredibly vocal.
Yeah.
And, people that shout
Most
a lot are going to... Yeah.
It's people who shower a lot. What was that? People who are clean. not them. I just want to say,
not me.
I just want to say hello to Deborah, who has joined us as a member. So thank you. You're the best. Thank you for joining, Lone Star. You're the best. You're the best. What else are people saying? It's on the ground war to call off the midterms this year. Yeah, Alvo, and I've got that in the back of my mind. But I do think that when I say like I don't see him going into Greenland, because that's the most obvious one that he might try for. They will get bogged down. It will be a fucking disaster. Americans will die. Americans will absolutely die if that's the case.
That's when the people at home start getting upset.
Yes. And Martin says, if they shut down MasterCard, does that mean I don't owe them anything? No, MasterCard will send your debt to the bailiffs and they will come round and they will take your television. So, no, unfortunately, it's not quite the way it works. Perhaps we should view Trump
like
as
the
a gift.
Payday loans.
Yeah. Perhaps we should view Trump as a gift that helps us leave the US hegemony behind. Yeah, person impersonator. I'd love for Starmer to make a speech. He doesn't have to make it anti-USA. He can make it just pro-UK and saying we have the greatest, natural fucking assets in the world. The people of this country, they are fucking amazing. And we are going to empower the people of this country to have their own power and have their own movie studios and have their own banking systems and have everything we need right here on this fucking island. Or whisper it quietly with the rest of Europe, with the rest of our wonderful continent, which we love. Well, I love anyway. Anyway, so gonna head off now.
Yes.
We have things to do. Go to sleep.
Yes.
Getting old, aren't we?
Get up for work in the morning. Still living in a financial year end at the moment. So I am using a lot of what energy and concentration I have for work until the end of Wednesday when we close. And that will be like the day we can all breathe. So yeah, it's crazy.
That'll be it, though. I mean, I remember how I felt when Trump first got elected. I was in Panama at the time, and I was just absolutely bereft. It was like, this is the end of all fucking things. And his term...
I was in this exact room watching this exact TV, but another TV, and I'll never forget it. It was me and my ex-boyfriend, who's American, actually, and we just sat there looking at the TV going, you gotta be kidding me. Like, there's no fucking way. Seriously.
No fucking way, man. Anyway, right, listen, I just want to get a quick apologies to everyone whose name should be at the end of the video. I haven't updated the credits for far too long. I will get onto that this week at some point and update. I haven't updated them since the end.
Let those people know that they matter.
Yes, yeah. I've got to add them. Deborah, I've got to add Deborah, who has joined Lone Star. But yeah, big shout out to everyone who dropped a super chat in tonight, especially Yorosh. Thank you very much for the 50 euros. That is very, very, very kind of you.
Incredibly generous.
I'll be back tomorrow morning, like a twat, at 9 o'clock. At cunt o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Please come and join me for Morning Brew. We'll be talking about what's going on in the news in general. Thanks very much to Scott Williams for joining us this evening for this discussion. And if you want to follow Scott, all you need to do is go to TikTok and you shall find Scott on. No. What? Are you not on TikTok anymore?
Yeah, I'm saying no on that because right now I'm not TikToking at the moment.
I know, but you've got a TikTok thing, haven't you?
I do, but it's followers. I have literally shut it down for a while.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah. So it's a followers only right now. I'm not making content.
Are you on Threads or on Blue Sky?
I am on Blue Sky, TGA 1976 on Blue Sky. I try to.
So if you go to Blue Sky, you go Scott, right? It's TGA 1976. Okay, that easy. TGA.
I will try to put content on there. Yes.
Does that stand for the Gay American?
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I was just joking.
No, it does. And I'll explain why.
I love it. Is it because you're gay and American? Is that why?
Well, that's part of it. So I had a friend. Unfortunately, we're not friends anymore. But when we were young, when we were 17, me and this girl, believe it or not, we dated.
Yeah.
And but after we dated, we about a year after that, we actually became friends and we started hanging out and stuff. So
Mm.
this is the 90s, right? So we, as you know, as people our age, grew up into
Yeah.
the internet. Um, and I used to go on, I think anybody on the internet now, um, who is about my age will remember IRC, instant relay chat,
Yes.
which was, there were channels and that sort of thing. So it was this channel that we would all go into. Um, and and then also I used to be a big sort of blogger on LiveJournal. So um she would always so after she went out with me, she ended up going out with another American guy.
Yeah.
So she used to call him the American and I was the gay American.
Okay.
And that is how it just stuck. And then on IRC, it got shortened to TGA.
Mm.
So we just kind of kept it
Mm.
going along. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, ironically, I actually it was his birthday yesterday. I have a friend who is named Scott, who is American and who is gay, that lives in London as well.
Oh my God, have you got a doppelganger?
Yeah, so it's like the two of us sit there talking. It's like we're both named Scott, we're both gay, and we're both from America. But yeah, but yeah, it literally stands for that. I've always kept it. It's just because back in the day, you used to call any sort of like weird little name that you made up for yourself on the internet a tag, right?
Yes.
So I always just thought it was a tag
Yeah.
spelled wrong.
Well, I was that ginger scouser, so I was
Right.
TGS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, before we go, Scott, it's 12th night tonight. It's time to take down your Christmas decorations. So I'm afraid our little aid,
Is
our little
AIDS going into the
angel
bin?
is unfortunately gonna have to just rip his face off like that, and we're gonna have to throw him in the bin forever. That's what you get, aid.
You know what?
For being so reasonable and full of
Do you know-
interesting information, and perhaps being
Do you know what I
funnier
would
than
have done
me.
with that?
Ah.
I would have rubbed that all over my testicles first.
I'm not going to do that on I'm not going to do that on YouTube.
No,
mate.
but I would have like
It's not my
you don't have to
OnlyFans.
show us, but
Anyway, Christmas is over. Back to work, you heathens. So join me tomorrow morning, and I'll see you then. Until then, because I like on the way out. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bye.